Hi, welcome. Thank you for joining today's webinar. We'll be talking about flexible authentication for mobile security today. My name is Daniel Tamsuden. I work with Secure IT. Secure IT has been in business for over 13 years, helping clients with enterprise authentication needs. And today we're going to put a focus on the Trust Builder solution and how it provides versatile authentication for the enterprise. And we're going to be having a particular slant talking about how it aids in integrating mobile and mobile security into your enterprise. So I appreciate the time, Dan, and working with Integro. And with that, let's step forward into the presentation. So there's really three focuses that we're going to be bringing out today as far as what Trust Builder adds to the table. We're going to be talking about versatile authentication, adaptive access control, and transaction signing and validation. So first, we're going to start with a little focus on versatile authentication. Well, what is versatile authentication? Well, seldom applying a single strong authentication method for all users is appropriate in an enterprise. Typically, an enterprise nowadays is looking to secure their apps with an appropriate level of security. And obviously, ID and password has been what's around, and ID and password has been used pretty much for all users and all resources. But nowadays, we're really trying to provide a balance and provide a flexible means of authenticating users. So each client is typically trying to balance it out, looking at what are their applications. And this is a Gartner slide that's kind of showing what's usually evaluated in this decision, where you're trying to balance the left, the authentication strength, right? You pick the risk, you see the app, decide what risk it is, how do I want to secure it. So you need a certain length, strength authentication tool. But then as you do that, some tools are hard to use, some are easy to use, some are very expensive, some are inexpensive. So it's typically a balancing act to say, well, who are my users? Are they internal? Are they external? And what am I willing to spend? What's the problem worth? And you really have to balance all this out to pick and choose the appropriate authentication solution for your particular need and for your particular application. So, trying to implement this each time in an application is difficult and costly. So the idea of centralizing it is where this term versatile authentication server has come around. And I think Gartner's an early one to have coined this. So this is what Secure IT brings to the table. We provide a versatile authentication server, and our goal, our mantra is really to give clients the freedom to choose the appropriate authentication mechanism based on the application, the user, the environment, the device they're on, the risk of the time or the transaction they're doing, knowledge, et cetera, et cetera. And why is this important? Well, really, the reason it's important is to save time and money, because I'll contend that if you're going to do this for each application or for each tool or for each place where you make a decision, you're going to be doing it over and over, and you're going to be reinventing the wheel. So using the versatile authentication server will save you that time. You can grab out of the box authentication adapters and capabilities, allow you to integrate mobile phones, use apps on the phone for authentication, et cetera. And then also you want to easily accommodate different user communities with different needs. It could be different applications with different needs based on the time of day, et cetera, et cetera. And be willing to change and go with the flow, because what you need and use today is probably going to change a year down the road, 2 years down the road, 3 years down the road. So you want to be set up such that you can accommodate different needs down the road quickly. Other point is administrative costs. Each time you bring in a new device type, you also have to initially define it. You also have to kind of link it to a user. So there is an administration effort, and I'll contend a lot of the solutions out there today are good at simply doing the authentication. But a lot of times they leave that self-registration or enrollment up to you. So you want a solution that allows you to automate that and perhaps even put that back on the user. We'll be looking at examples later today of how that can be automated. And then the ultimate goal is to share the server, share the versatile authentication server among your applications, among your web access management solutions, perhaps even among network access or VPNs, portals, the applications themselves, et cetera. That's where you get the benefit and you save the time and money. Now, across the bottom is a simple, quick list of some of the embedded authentication services and third-party authentication services that Trust Factor and Trust Builder support right out of the box.